Great to see everyone. This is On the Record, and of course, I'm Cody Thomas. Now, this week, all eyes have been on Cardi B. That's right, the rapper, the superstar, sitting in a Beverly Hills courtroom defending herself against a civil lawsuit filed by former security guard Imani Ellis. Now, this all stems from an encounter back in 2018 when Cardi was pregnant with her first child and trying to keep that news private. And today we're gonna walk you through what happened in court day by day.
They call me Cardi, banging body, spicy mommy, hot tamale, hotter than a Somali, Ferrari.
Hip-hop artist Cardi B is accused of assaulting a Beverly Hills security guard in 2018. The rapper, whose real name is Belcalis Almanzar, was 4 months pregnant with her first child at the time of the alleged incident. Imani Ellis was working at an office building on Wilshire Boulevard when Cardi B arrived for a private doctor's appointment.
I said something along the lines of, "That looks like Cardi B," or "Wow, that's Cardi B."
The news of her pregnancy was not public at the time, and Cardi B was trying to keep it out of the tabloids.
After she heard me say her name, she turned back around, and the first thing out of her mouth was, excuse my language, was, "Why the are you telling people that you seen me?"
According to court documents, Imani Ellis claims Cardi B's attack was unprovoked and that Cardi B and one of her security guards struck her multiple times in the head, face, and body. Ellis also accused Cardi B of working with unnamed people to have all recorded footage of the incident erased. Cardi B denies the allegations and claims that Ellis told a friend on the phone that she was there and attempted to shoot a video of her.
When people from the doctor's office came out and told plaintiffs to stop, saying, "You're a security guard, what are you doing?" That plaintiff continued, and when someone intervened and got between them, plaintiff started taking swings at Cardi B.
Ellis was fired after the incident and is suing Cardi B for assault and battery and intentional infliction of emotional distress.
Day one in the courtroom is already tense and all eyes are on Cardi B. Opening statements set the stage and Ellis's attorney laid out her case, which included scratches, spitting, and alleged racial slurs.
The evidence will show that this is a case where Imani Ellis, on February 24th, 2018, at around 7 a.m., went to her job as she usually did, as a security guard. And her job was to protect the building on behalf of the landlord. And she went to her job on that day, and at approximately, the evidence will show that approximately 1:30 p.m., as she was doing her rounds, she was on the 5th floor, and the defendant got off the elevator. And as the defendant got off the elevator, the evidence will show that plaintiff was excited. She was actually a fan of the defendant before this incident occurred. She was a fan of the defendant. And she said, "Wow, Cardi B is here," or something to that effect. And then the action happened. The evidence will show that Cardi B misunderstood what happened. The plaintiff was simply excited to see her and made that excited utterance. The evidence will show that the plaintiff had an earpiece on her phone, in her ear. And when she was there in the building, Cardi B, again, mistakenly thought that Imani Ellis was telling people that Cardi B was at the building, but that is not the case. Plaintiff will testify that that is absolutely not the case. Miss Ellis at the time was in uniform. She was working for Allied Security. She had a license to be a security guard from 2014 to 2018. Miss Ellis was hired on behalf of the owner of the building, the landlord. And the landlord has a right to tell people to come in their building or to leave their building. If someone causes a disturbance, the security guard has the right to tell somebody, "Sorry, you gotta leave. And if you don't leave, we're gonna call the police." Yeah, that's their right to do that. The evidence will show that Cardi B was causing a disturbance. She started to yell, she started to curse, she started to really say things that don't make sense in this day and age. I think we all know that in this day and age you don't use these type of language to people. Okay? I'm not going to even say the word. We'll have Imani Ellis tell you what the word is. You'll all hear how hurtful that word was to Imani Ellis.
Cardi B's defense jumps right back, saying there's no real harm, no physical evidence, and those claims unsubstantiated.
You will hear evidence that plaintiff continued to follow Cardi as Cardi tried to get to her doctor's office. Evidence that plaintiff continued to yell at Cardi. That when people from the doctor's office came out and told plaintiffs to stop, saying, "You're a security guard, what are you doing?" That plaintiff continued, and when someone intervened and got between them, plaintiff started taking swings at Cardi B. As Cardi B backed up and backed up, Cardi B was, facing someone, with all respect, who testified and admitted that she was 240, 250 pounds, wearing black military boots, hovering over Cardi, yelling and screaming at her and taking swings at her, trying to get to her beyond the person who was trying to intervene and trying to calm things down. Now, I don't take any pleasure in saying this, but there will be evidence that it was plaintiff who yelled, "I will your up." That's when someone intervened and dragged plaintiff to an elevator and said, "You have to leave. You have to leave." You will hear Cardi's testimony that she both feared for her unborn baby, this was her first pregnancy, and a very large woman was advancing towards her, and she was utterly confused that a security guard would be her attacker. Importantly, plaintiff has repeatedly changed her story over the last 7 years.
You can feel the energy in that courtroom, both sides coming out swinging from the very start.
She was sticking her tongue out. She was flailing her arms up and down. She was jumping up and down, body shaming me. I mean, racial slurs, just a lot.
And did she spit on you?
She did.
Did her spit actually land on your body?
It did.
Did the defendant take a swing at you?
She did.
When she took a swing at you, it didn't hit your body, correct?
No.
Did the defendant use her fingernails to cut your face?
She did.
All right, day 2, and Cardi B takes the stand herself. Now, she's calm, she's collected, and she's telling the jury that she did not touch Ellis, describing the encounter as just a verbal confrontation that de-escalated quickly.
Do you agree that an incident occurred on February 24th, 2018?
It was a verbal incident. Verbal.
But it was an incident, correct? Oh.
I personally feel like if there's no physical touch, there is no incident. There was a verbal altercation. If you think that that's an incident, a verbal altercation, then it's an incident for you. But we both have different opinions. It's a verbal altercation. She didn't hit me, I didn't hit her. There was no touch. So to me, it wasn't no incident.
Was there spitting?
Absolutely not.
Did you spit on Miss Ellis?
No.
Did you call her the N-word?
No.
What is your background? Are you Hispanic, white, something else?
My background?
Yes.
Well,
What's the objection?
Relevance.
Sustain.
Would you consider yourself African American?
I consider myself Afro-Caribbean.
Ma'am, you need to give your attorney a second to object. What's the objection?
Sorry. Relevance, yeah.
Sustain.
Have you ever used the N-word with Miss Imani Ellis?
No.
Did you try to take a swing at her?
No.
When you say there was a verbal altercation,
Yes.
do you know what the word altercation means?
Like a conflict.
Like a fight, right?
It was like a verbal fight, but it didn't get physical at all.
When I'm talking to you now, are we having a verbal altercation?
We having, I'll say, a debate. I'm walking, and I feel her still following me. So like as I'm walking, speed walking, trying to look for the office, I turn around again. I'm like, why are you following me? She's like, cause I can. It's like, no, you can't. Why are you following me for? Like, ain't you supposed to be security? And she's like, cause I can. It's like, no, you can. And she's like getting closer and closer. Like now she's like in front of me where I can't even like really maneuver. And I'm like, ain't you supposed to be security? Like you grouped out, you're recording me. Now you following me. Like back up. And she's like, I can do what I want. It's like, no, you can. Like you can't do what you want. And that's when we started arguing.
What did you say?
I was like, you can't do what you want. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's like you invading my privacy, and now we're like chest to chest practically. So I keep telling her like, you need to back up. And I'm thinking to myself like, this girl is big. She's big. She got big black boots on, and I'm like, damn. What am I gonna do now? She's literally right in my face, like on my chest, and we're arguing. And I keep telling her to back up, but she's not backing up. And we arguing, cursing at each other. I did call her the B word. I did call her a bitch. Like, bitch, get out of my face. I did say, bitch, get the fuck out of my face. You're in my face. You're screaming in my face. We're like literally screaming at each other. And she kept telling me like, you gonna leave my building. I'm not leaving. Like, how you harassing me? I'm not leaving. Like, how you telling me to leave? I came to see a doctor. You following me. You're recording me. I'm just trying to check my cat. You're recording me. And we're arguing. That's when the receptionist came out. She started wilding out like, this bitch hit me, and I'm like, I did not hit her. I'm looking at her like, girl, I can't even hit you if I want to. You're bigger than me and you're pregnant. And she just started wilding out like, this bitch hit me. Then the doctor came out and he was like, go to my office. And after that, I just walk away. And that's just that.
And then we hear from Tiara Malcolm, the receptionist who stepped in, and she confirms what Cardi B said. No injuries and no spitting.
When you were there, did Miss Ellis attempt to strike Cardi B?
There was hands going while I was in the middle. I know no one landed, or I was, I didn't even realize, I guess because my adrenaline, that I had a mark on my forehead. So besides me getting a scratch, nobody, as far as them two, hit each other.
Who scratched you?
Based off of, like I said, I didn't know that I even got scratched until I went into the office, and the nurse was like, Tiara, your forehead. But I can only assume Cardi B was behind me, because that was my main concern.
Objection calls for speculation.
So Cardi B was behind you, and you were facing who?
I was facing Miss Ellis.
When you were face to face with Miss Ellis, I take it you could see her face?
Yes.
Did you see any scratches on her face?
No.
Did you see any cuts on her face?
No.
Did you see any blood on her face?
No.
Did you see any injury at all on her face?
No.
Did you see any spit or spittle on her face?
No.
You could almost feel the tension lift a bit, because here's an eyewitness saying the situation never got physical. Now day 3 gets into the details, and yes, we're talking about the nails. Cardi B explains that they were coffin style with flat rhinestones, harmless, and she says nothing that could scratch anyone.
Your fingernails, can you show them to us for all of us to see? How long are those fingernails? Just your best estimate. I want you to take a ruler to it. If you were to give your estimate, is that half an inch, 1 inch, 2
I
inches?
think it has to be less than an inch.
And
Way less than an inch.
Can you show them to us again? Are they pointy?
These are not, to me, are not pointy. They're like circle, oval.
Okay. Are those your real nails or are they fake nails?
fake nails.
Her gynecologist, Dr. Finke, recounts the encounter, saying it was short, verbal, and no one was harmed.
I'm here because I'm one of 4 people who were in the hallway that day.
Right.
And I'm here to tell you what I saw.
And you've been, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I'm just flabbergasted by the allegations
Fair.
that don't seem congruent with what I saw that day.
Earlier you testified that you saw Imani Ellis hit your receptionist.
Yes,
You remember seeing that?
yes.
How come your receptionist didn't say that?
Objection. Sustained.
Are you aware that your receptionist who was facing Imani Ellis did not say that?
Objection.
Are you aware of that at least?
I'm not aware of that.
Did your receptionist ever tell you that Imani Ellis hit her?
Yes, in the recollection of everything back and forth, and then she had a thing on her forehead.
Right.
It was very apparent to me that no hits landed on anybody else except for her,
Okay.
my receptionist.
Day 4, closing arguments. Cardi B's defense is ready, pointing to lack of evidence, witness credibility, and the brief nature of the encounter.
Plaintiff advanced on Cardi, screaming and yelling and forcing Cardi backwards down to the hall to a corner, coming chest to chest with Cardi, yelling at Cardi about how, this is her building. She can do whatever she wants. Now, hearing the yelling, the doctor's receptionist, Tiara Malcolm, and then the doctor intervened and tried to get plaintiffs to stop and leave. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. In the meantime, Cardi testified that she and plaintiff yelled and used curse words, but neither struck the other. Cardi did not strike plaintiff. Plaintiff tried but did not strike Cardi.
Ellis's attorney pushes hard, emphasizing emotional distress and those alleged injuries.
The entire incident really took place between Imani Ellis and Cardi B, and it really is going to come down to who do you believe? Who do you believe? Are you going to believe Imani Ellis, who was a security guard, who did her job, who was there, who never had any problems of any kind?
Objection.
Or are you going to listen to somebody who's yelling and screaming, has anger management problems,
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
got angry on that day? There's no question, she admitted it. She said she was angry. She got angry, she attacked the plaintiff, she spit on her, she used the N-word, disrespectful, she took a swing at her, she did everything possible to cause her so much emotional anguish and try to get a reaction out of her. I don't know how it was that Imani Ellis was able to contain herself, maybe because she is so peaceful. You heard lots and lots of testimony about how she was peaceful.
The courtroom is hanging on every word because this is what it all comes down to, the jury deciding who to believe. After a week of testimony, hearing from Cardi B, hearing from the witnesses and all the doctors and all the arguments, the verdict is in.
Section A, assault and battery. Question 1, did plaintiff Imani Ellis prove all of the following elements of battery? 1, defendant Belcalis Marlenes Almanzar, Ms. Almanzar, touched Ms. Ellis in the intent to harm or offend Ms. Ellis. Number 2, Ms. Ellis did not consent to being touched. Number 3, Ms. Ellis was harmed or offended by Ms. Almanzar's conduct. And 4, a reasonable person in Ms. Ellis' situation would have been offended by the touching. Answer, no. Question 2, did Ms. Ellis prove all of the following elements of assault? Number 1, Ms. Almanzar acted with the intent to cause harmful or offensive contact with Ms. Ellis. Number 2, Ms. Ellis reasonably believed that she was about to be touched in a harmful or an offensive manner. Number 3, Ms. Ellis did not consent to Ms. Almanzar's conduct. Number 4, Ms. Ellis was harmed. And number 5, Ms. Almanzar's conduct was a substantial factor in causing Ms. Ellis's harm. Answer, no.
The jury unanimously voted in favor of Cardi B rejecting every claim from Imani Ellis.
The respectful press, I really, really appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody at home supporting me. I know you guys having a little key with the moment, but to be honest with you, I have missed my kids' first day of school today. I missed my kids' last week of school yesterday because of this. And I'm not even playing around. I will, even if I'm in my deathbed, I swear to God, I will say it in my deathbed. I did not touch that woman. I did not touch that girl. I didn't lay my hands on that girl. And with that being said, this time around, I'm going to be nice. The next person to try to do a frivolous lawsuit against me, I'm going to countersue. And I'm going to make you pay. Because this is not okay. I think people have like this misinterpretations of celebrities. Like it's like, oh, well, we can ask for this and they're going to settle. You don't work at home and you don't work all day and you don't work for your money to give out your money. So don't ever think that I'm just gonna give you my money that I work hard for. I don't lay in bed all day. I work all day. And I work hard for my money for my kids and for people I take care of. So don't you ever think that you're gonna sue me and I'm just gonna settle and just give me my money. It's not gonna happen.
Tell them, Cardi. Tell them, Cardi.
I do also want fans at home though not to find their social media, her family's social media, her social media, and bother her. I hope that this is something that I leave behind, that she leave behind. Don't go bother her. Don't be talking about her. Don't be talking about how she look. Don't call her no nasty names. Let's just put this behind. But I'm giving a warning. I am not that celeb that you're gonna sue and you think it's gonna settle. I'm not gonna settle, especially when I'm super completely innocent. I know I got a little reputation, but I swear to God I'm innocent. I swear to God.
We believe you, Cardi.
Like I'm really innocent for real.
It's a victory for the rapper who defended herself every step of the way. But it's more than just a legal victory. It's a moment of relief, of reputation defended, and of resilience on full display. And of course, true to form, she did it all while changing her wig every single day. A superstar statement inside and outside the courtroom. And she also gave us a shout out here at Court TV as she left the courthouse, saying that we got all her good angles while she was on the stand. You gotta love that.
Court TV, you had some good angles of me now.
Court TV. Thank you.
Folks, with that, I'm Cody Thomas. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, stay informed, and join me next time we go back on the record.